Welcome, my friends, to another episode of the Value Series. In this episode, we're going to explore the value and compare and contrast between hobby, blaster, value packs, and gravity packs. But first, we're going to do a quick little recap of some of the stuff that I got. I got one hobby box, two blaster boxes, and a handful of value packs and gravity packs. Let's start off with the rookies. Got a couple of Alonsos. Hit one Vladdy. My favorite. Two Tatis. We've got a piece of game-used memorabilia from Matt Carpenter. And Travis Pastrana used memorabilia, which is gnarly. Two colors, definitely like that. Got a Castellanos, soon to be on the move from the Detroit Tigers. It's probably the best hit right here, the Isaiah Kiner-Falefa black border framed mini auto, numbered 225. All kinds of these little minis. I'm not even going to go through and show you guys all of them, but just tons of them. This is probably the best one. Thank you to whoever pointed this out. One of the viewers, I really appreciate it. This is actually a no number, so that's pretty rare. And for all of you History of Flight lovers, we are going to explore the different ways that you can get these inserts, because there's a more cost-effective way than just buying random packs. I mean, it all depends on what you want, of course, what you desire, what you hope to get. These are all a stack of short prints. At least I think they're short prints. I'm not really familiar with this set, but I do know that they have a different number on the bottom than the rest. So there's also, out of this Allen and Ginter, you can get a bunch of these. The Ginter Greats. The star signs. I love that Judge. And of course, the box toppers. Got that Betts, digging it. Okay, now the reason everybody showed up. The spreadsheet. Oh boy. This is gonna be a doozy. I'm gonna have to move the camera because it's so big. Look at this thing. You guys, this took me a little while. I will admit. This took me a long while to do, so I hope everybody appreciates it. If you do, hook me up with a thumbs up and a subscribe. Ring the bell. And I will do more stuff like this. I love playing with the numbers, looking at the numbers, seeing where the odds are. Now, let's start right at the top. So, hobby box, I just put $100 in there, guys. It could cost $110, $120, whatever. 100 as the baseline. Actually, I bought mine for $110, and I had that number in there. And I put 100 on there because you can get a box for 100 on eBay right now. As far as the blaster, everybody knows it's $19.99. Just round it up to 20. Value pack $6. Gravity pack $3. Did a little bit of rounding. So the first thing that stands out, the dollar per card. Your best odds are going to be through the blaster or the value pack. Makes sense because you get more hits in a hobby. Now in a hobby box, you're guaranteed 3 hits. In a hobby box, you get 24 packs. If it's $100, rounds out to $4.17 a pack. Hopefully these numbers are correct. You guys can catch me on anything I got wrong. There were so many numbers. It was so overwhelming looking at all this stuff and all the packs, all the different pack odds. So hopefully I didn't get anything wrong, but if I did, point it out and I will make a note of it in the next video. Let's start at the top, the box loader. Okay, so the box loader only is available in the hobby box. So I left that blank. The black rectangles indicate that you cannot get said insert in that format. So wherever you see black, that means that's the only, that you can't get it. Wherever you see a blue, that means that that's the only format that you can get said insert. So the base glossy, your odds are very close. If we want to step back for a second and get the 10,000 foot view of the whole thing, usually that's what I do first. I look for green. Okay guys, so I sorted it by color. Green is good, red is bad. Just keep that in mind. And let's do a brief scroll through the whole thing. Let's look at the whole thing real quick and check out where you see the green. What do you think? Looks like there's a lot of green in the far left columns, the two left columns. Those are hobby and blaster. For once, it looks like value. Let's look at the value pack column. A little bit of green in there. There's a little bit of green, but it's mostly in between. So for once, it looks like the value pack is not the way to go. And the gravity pack is probably the worst thing to buy, just in general. But the truth of the matter is, this is the first value series that I have done that everything's kind of even and there's no real standout winner. But let's just start at the top and go through each column. And one thing to consider is these numbers are basically in a vacuum. Each box, that number is in a vacuum apart from everything else. So it's not taking anything else into consideration. So when you look at this top number, you're looking at, here's how I get the numbers. Multiply the odds. So to get a base glossy, it's 1 in 6,580 packs. You multiply that by the price per pack, and you get that number. So each column, it's the same. So for the base glossy and the blaster, it's 1 out of 9,628 packs. So the odds are worse, but the price per pack is lower. So you end up with a number that ends up being in green as far as price per insert. That's what all these numbers are. They're basically, it's a price per insert if you take it in a vacuum. So as far as the value pack goes, it is 1 in 4,000. You're multiplying that by $5.99. And the gravity pack, 1 in 8,293. You're multiplying that by $2.99, and you come up with that number. So while the numbers look big, it's basically just showing you a representation of how much it's going to cost you if you just want that particular card or insert or parallel or autograph or whatever it may be. So if we start off with the base SP, one thing interesting that we find is that you cannot get the base SP in a value pack. I found that strange. I looked and I looked again, and there are no odds in the value pack for the base SP. So if you're looking for SPs, do not buy value packs. Save your money, guys. Let's go down to the next, the mini Ginter back. I'll show you an example of one of these, if I can find one. There we go. That's what the Ginter back looks like. So let's take a quick look here. And the mini Ginter back, 1 out of 5. Look across, your best odds by a pretty good margin if you're looking to collect the mini Ginter back cards is the blaster box. It's going to cost you about $12.50 a piece. There's 5. You get 1 in 5. Now the odds for such an insert are only 1 in 3 for the value pack, but that equals $18 if you multiply it by the price of a pack. So these numbers are rounded up in some cases, as you can see. That's not 6 times 3. That's not exactly, but it'll do. We'll just scroll through a few of these. The mini black border, your best odds are going to be in the blaster. What do people really like here? How about the mini wood? Let's discuss. Everybody loves the mini wood card. You can only get it in a hobby box. You can see all the black over here. That means you can't get the Mini Brooklyn back in the blaster, and you also can't get the Mini Wood in a blaster or any of the other. So it is a retail exclusive as with the Mini Metal card. You can't get it in anything else. Now the Mini Stained Glass, there were a few comments. One of the viewers hit an awesome Mini Stained Glass card. I think those are numbered to 25. You can get those in all formats, and the best way to get it, believe it or not, is in the blaster box, as we can see right here. So the Mini Printing Plate, you can get those in every format too, and that number's not correct. Okay, that number's not correct. It's 1906 times 250. So yeah, it's going to be a lot higher than that. But we can keep going. You can do your own math. 1906 times 250. Got any math wizards in the house? All right, so let's keep going. The mini framed cloth is also only available. See, now that shouldn't be in red. We'll find all the errors together, guys. That's the fun of this. That shouldn't be in red. I was putting those in blue. Oh well. The Mini SP, 1 in 13. But your best odds are going to be the 1 in 13 in a blaster. Okay? Because the packs are cheaper. Let's keep going. Now we get into the reasons why you buy a hobby box. The Relic A and the Relic B and the Framed Mini. All three of these are pretty prevalent in the hobby box, and they're pretty difficult to pull in anything else, in any other format. And also you're going to get the hobby box because you want a chance to get the presidential pieces, a piece of, I was about to say game used, or a worn or used presidential relic, and also the framed DNA you can only get, and the Arrowhead relic. Holy cow, look how much it'll cost to get an Arrowhead relic. So the cut signatures, the best way to get a cut signature is going to be in the value pack. Okay? Interesting, isn't it? If you're searching for the cut signatures, do not buy blaster boxes. You're wasting your money. The framed, here we go, another one I should have colored blue. The framed Allen and Ginter originals, 1 in 10,000. You can only get that in the hobby. The single auto relic book, your best odds are, well, pretty significantly, not really, but it is in the hobby. The dual auto book, your best odds are in the hobby. The framed mini auto, your best odds are in the hobby. Framed mini auto, what was this other one that I was looking at? Framed mini, oh, okay. There you go. So it's either the framed mini or the framed mini auto. These are your big hits pretty much in the hobby. Not the big hits, but the hits that you're going to get typically. Relic A, Relic B, framed mini, and the framed mini auto. Also, one of the favorites is the rip card. So it's 1 in 160 out of the hobby box. Whoa. You are much more likely to get the rip card in a hobby box. Hopefully those numbers are accurate, because that looks so crazy that it doesn't look accurate. But maybe that's supposed to be a 4-digit number instead of a 3-digit number. I double and triple checked all this, but man, so many numbers, it hurts your eyes looking at them. The double rip card you can only get in the hobby. That should also be blue. Now we get into the advantage of the blaster box. But it's just a slight advantage if you compare. So $10 for Ginter Greats, because it's 1 in 4 packs. That's close enough to where it doesn't matter. Anything over here that's yellow. So it's pretty much the retail is the way to go for the inserts. If you're after the Ginter Greats, Star Signs, Mares and Stallions, Incredible Equipment, that's the way to go, is through the retail. And also it appears that the Incredible Equipment Relic is the way to go in retail. Then all the other inserts, History of Flight, Mini Lookout Below, the Canines, Chugging, Lost Languages, and Bloom. The Bloom Plant Me. Now these cards are really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's one of those mini cards, and it's like the botanical. If I can find one here, I'll show you. Here we go. So it's kind of like one of these botanical cards, but it's thick like a rip card, like twice as thick or more. And it's actually it has a seed on the inside of this plant, and you can plant this card in the ground and grow some kind of special flower. So that's kind of cool. I would definitely like to get one of those. And if you want to get one of those, by far, your best odds are going to be to get a hobby box. It's actually not that crazy. They're very rare, though. 1 in 2,327. So then, of course, you've got the blue ribbon insert. And finally, we're closing it out with the full dual auto, the full-size dual auto. I'm not sure. That one might have one on front and back. I don't really know. But your best route is the hobby. Then the full-size auto red ink and token relic. Only available in the hobby box. So it seems very obvious to me that if you have the money and if you really love Allen Ginter, your best bet is to buy a hobby box. You're guaranteed the 3 hits. You don't have to go through all the nonsense of, you know, all the red you see over here. The minis, your best bet is in the blaster. So if you're a mini person, buy blasters. It's just what the math works out to be. Now, if you're a relic auto, you know, of course, buy a hobby box. And there you have it. I'm going to just do another slow scroll here so you guys can see it, and you can stop it at any time to look at the numbers a little deeper and tell me what you think. If you like what you see here, guys, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Ring the bell if you're really cool. And I'm looking forward to some Topps Chrome coming out very shortly. Hopefully I can get the preview box, give everybody a sneak preview of what's in store. Check out some of my other videos if you want to see me rip anything else that's came out the last couple months of the year. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.